Good afternoon, you guys. Today is Sunday, March the 8th. I actually just got back from church. I hadn't been in a while, but I really wanted to show my support to the community that was affected by the tornado. And it was a really good service. I enjoyed the message, and it was nice seeing a lot of people that I hadn't seen in a while. But the reason for this video is because I had mentioned a while back that I was going to do a video explaining pretty much where I had been, because I hadn't posted a video for, I think it was like 6 weeks. And I just wanted to kind of let y'all know where I was and why it had been so long since I had posted. I mean, I have posted since, but I wanted to, take the time out today since I had time and just really kind of talk to you all and just share what has been going on with me. So I had shared with you all back in, I believe it was May, if I'm not mistaken, maybe June, where me and my husband had lost a pregnancy. It was very, it was traumatic because that was the first time I've ever experienced a miscarriage. And it was definitely something that I didn't expect to happen because I'd always had healthy pregnancies. So it was definitely something that I didn't expect to happen. I thought everything was going to go fine. But to many of you who may not have watched that video, basically I just shared how me and my husband went for our 8-week ultrasound appointment. And that was when we found out that there wasn't a heartbeat. And we wanted to just make sure that we didn't go off of just that one initial appointment. And we was just hoping that some kind of way, maybe we were not as far along as we thought we were, because that can happen. And that's why it's possible you may not hear a heartbeat. So we waited 10 days and then we got the second ultrasound, which confirmed that not only was there not a heartbeat, but the baby had decreased in size. So we knew that the baby was gone. And so I basically ended up having to have a DNC surgery because my body wasn't acknowledging the loss. And some of you may be aware of this term, some of you may not. I know I had never heard of it, but I had a miscarriage, which means my body did not recognize the loss. So I had to go through other measures to remove the baby. So we had that done on June 7th. Now, fast forward, during that time, I was, of course, grieving. Like I said, it was definitely something I had never experienced before. I really leaned on God through that situation. I leaned on my husband for support. But it really took God to really help me through that, because it was definitely something that I felt deep. It was definitely a deep loss. And but I was able to recover from that. I don't think you fully recover, because it's always going to be a loss and you're always going to long for that child that you couldn't raise. But I know and I believe in my heart that I will see that child again. So me and my husband, we decided that we wanted to try again. And I found out actually I was pregnant I think it was November the 27th. I'll make sure I put the date up here somewhere to be accurate. But I believe it was November 27th when I found out that I was pregnant. And it was definitely something that I wouldn't say I was shocked, but I was definitely surprised. And it kind of caught me off guard a little bit. Not saying that we wasn't trying, because we were, but we had so much going on. I mean, I told you guys we had bought a house, so we had a lot of the moving still at play. We were still getting things sorted out with other things. So I was really preoccupied with a lot of other things that were going on. So when I found out I was pregnant, it was like, wow, but we were so happy. But at the same time, I was a little fearful because I wasn't sure how this pregnancy was going to take, considering I had, 5 to 6 months prior just experienced a miscarriage. So I was a little scared. So, my husband basically, we talked and he was just telling me, let's just make sure we're, just being very careful, making sure you rest, making sure you're not doing too much to put a lot of strenuous activities on your body. So he was just very hands on with a lot of things, just wanting to make sure that I was taking it easy. And, I was doing everything, like I was supposed to. And when it came time for the 8-month checkup, we were very nervous. I had all types of just things going on in my mind, trying not to worry, trying not to fear, but at the same time, I was still excited. So we went to our 8-week checkup. It was actually on my husband's birthday, and we saw the baby, and there was a strong heartbeat. And we were just so overjoyed. Like we just knew that everything was going to be fine now. And so we went on as usual. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to, taking my prenatals, making sure I'm not doing too much, not putting a lot of stress on my body. And it was time for my 12th week checkup, which fell around, when was my 12th week? It was February the 6th, actually. Yes, February the 6th. I had my 12th week checkup. Went to the doctor as usual, did everything I was supposed to do. And during that checkup, they check the heart using the Doppler machine. So the nurse is using the machine. She's searching my stomach, trying to find the heartbeat, and she's not finding the heartbeat. So the whole time I'm trying my hardest not to panic. I'm trying not to stress myself out, but she was trying her hardest for, it seemed like forever, but I think it might have been a good 10 minutes. She was trying to find it, and she told me that she wasn't able to detect it, but she was going to have the doctor basically see if she can find it. So we're waiting. The doctor finally, well, they move us to another room, and the doctor comes in, she's being her bubbly self. She's checking herself with the Doppler machine. She's still not finding anything, but she can tell that I'm panicking. And, she was saying, don't worry, it's not uncommon for this to happen, just for safety measures. We're going to take you across the hall and have them do an ultrasound just to make sure the baby's fine. So me and my husband, we go across the hall. We're sitting there for 20 minutes. That 20 minutes seemed like a lifetime. They finally call us back. She's basically checking me out, and I can see the baby, and I'm not seeing any movement. And I was really getting nervous because I knew I should see something. And after she finished doing what she was doing, she just looked at me with a smile, like just a nice smile on her face, and was like, I'm sorry to say, but it looks like the baby stopped growing at 9 weeks. And she was like, I just wanted to let you know because I didn't want you not knowing what was going on while you were waiting. But she apologized again. And, she basically like confirmed with me, you were supposed to be 12 weeks today, right? And I said, yes, ma'am. And she was like, okay. So she told us, we can take our time. She walked out the room. And I was just laying there, like, just dumbfounded. Like, I didn't have any words because me and my husband, we were so excited. There were no implications to say that there was something wrong with the pregnancy. There was no bleeding, no spotting, nothing that was out of the unusual that would make me, have that fear in my mind, like something's wrong. I was still having all the pregnancy symptoms. And here it is, we're thinking we're about to get all these good reports, the baby's doing good. And then we find out the baby was actually gone 3 weeks prior to that appointment. So for 3 weeks, I am caring for this baby. I'm making sure I'm taking my vitamins. I'm eating healthy. I'm being careful. And I had no idea for 3 weeks the baby was dead. I was literally walking around with a dead baby and I had no idea. I'm sorry, I actually had to step out. My cat was literally making all of these noises. I didn't know what was going on with him. So I had to quick pause this. But so that was pretty much the situation. And me and my husband literally just broke down because we were making plans for the baby. We were already like in preparations of buying stuff, making room in our house for the nursery. Yeah, it was pretty devastating. So of course, we had the option again for surgery. I did not, under no circumstances, wanted to have surgery. I did not want to go through that again. And my reasonings were, number one, I have, just based off of research, have read that if you have multiple D&C surgeries, it can make it difficult for you to get pregnant. So I didn't really want to take a chance with that. And also, I don't like being under anesthesia. I don't like the feeling of not being in control of what's going on in my surroundings, what's going on with my body. Like, I just don't like that feeling of not knowing what's going on. So I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do the pill because I've heard a lot of bad experiences that people have had using the pill. So really my only option was to let it pass naturally. And you guys, that was the option I chose. I actually passed the baby on February 13th. And it was so traumatic because nobody really prepares you. I mean, you can read articles, your doctor can tell you bits and pieces of what to expect. But if you've never experienced it, like literally experienced it, you're not going to know what is, what's going to happen, the different things that's going to happen to your body during that time. Like, I was literally, if it wasn't for my husband, I literally would have freaked myself out. There were multiple times where I felt like I was going to pass out because it was just so much going on at once. And I was just so scared. And I was just praying so hard through that time because I don't want to get too graphic because I know I have men watching this too, but it was a lot. And for any woman who have had a miscarriage where you were farther along, I think you can kind of understand what I'm saying because it's so much that's going on with your body and it having to expel everything that that makes up, carrying a baby. It's a lot. It's a lot to wrap your mind around. And my husband, there were times where I would be in the bathroom and my husband, he would just lay on the floor in the other, because our master bathroom, like, you have the toilet area and there's a door, and then you have the other part of the bathroom where the shower and the garden tub is. And while I was in the separate bathroom, he would just lay there and talk to me, in the other part of the bathroom, just to keep me calm, to be a support for me so I wouldn't be scared. He was Googling stuff. I'm Googling stuff, making sure everything that's happening is natural and is normal. So pretty much from the February 13th to February the 15th, I was still expelling. And after that period of time, I had a lot of pain I was in. And my husband, he can only do so much. And when I say he was my rock, he was literally my rock. I thank God for him all the time because he is such a great husband. He is such a great friend. But there are certain things that as a woman, you would want to have another woman to talk to about those things. And my mom, she never went through a miscarriage, so she didn't know what to tell me. My mother-in-law, she's never gone through it. I didn't really have any females that I could talk to during that time to help me kind of process what I was dealing with. And it was very difficult not having anyone that I could really talk to because I was not only going through the physical pain of it, but emotionally, it was really like weighing on me heavy because it was just so much going on at once, trying not to question God, trying not to fear, the possibilities of maybe wanting to try again in the future. It was just so much going on. And it really took me getting to a place within myself where I really had to center myself and just try to just solely focus on God and just let him really talk to me through that situation. And I'm telling you, that's really what pulled me through because I was in a very, very bad place. I was in a very low place, like a low, low, low place, to the point where I was fighting for my faith because you guys, I have been through so much. Like, I have been through so many things, so many hard, trying things that would probably make a lot of people just want to give up. And I have always persevered because there was always and has always been a fight in me to want to stick this out because this walk is not easy. It comes with a lot of suffering. It comes with, losing a lot of people in your life. It comes with a lot of pain and a lot of persecution, a lot of people talking about you and making up things about you, saying things that are not true. Like, just, it comes with a lot of heartache. And I knew that this was something that I had to fight through because I have never, out of everything that I've ever gone through, I have never felt like I didn't have enough faith to get through it. This was the one thing, the one area where I struggled with my faith. And it took God really to pull me up out of the miry clay because my faith was sinking. Like, when I tell you I was in a low place, I was in a very low place. And on top of that, I had other things that was going on around me that was making it that much more difficult for me to fight and to push through. But thank God, you know what I'm saying? Because I am so grateful to God in so many ways of how faithful he is. Like, we say that, but God is faithful. Like, God never fails. He never fails. He will never leave us nor forsake us. And I rely on him for everything. I rely on him with my life because I know what he has been to me. I know what he has done for me. I know what he has gone through with me. Like, he has brought me through so much heartache and pain, like you guys don't understand. And where I am right now, me and my husband, we're not like on the level of wanting to keep trying right now. I don't know what God's plan is for all of this. I just know that I keep dreaming of having a baby. I keep having dreams of having a baby. Even after this loss, I'm still dreaming of having a baby. And I don't know what God is up to. But I trust him. I trust him through it. And I'm not going to say that I don't believe it's not going to happen. I just don't know his timing of when it's going to happen. But I know God allowed this for a reason. And I understand as I get older and as I mature on this walk with the Lord, that a lot of times God allows these things to happen in our lives that are so painful and trying because it's another opportunity for us to draw closer to him. It's another opportunity for us to seek him out that much more. It's another opportunity for us to know him that much more intimately, where we can say within our own experiences that we know God. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to share that with you all. Yes, me and my husband, we had another miscarriage, and it's definitely hard saying that out loud. I've accepted it, but it's still hard saying it out loud because I never thought that I would be on this side of being a woman who is capable of, being pregnant and having babies, because I had never experienced difficulties in getting pregnant. My pregnancies have always been, healthy, and I've always delivered healthy babies. So this was never something that I even thought that I would experience. But, yes, I am older. And yes, from a medical perspective, they say that it can become a little bit more trying for you to have a child. But the thing that I try to focus on is, number one, I am still capable of getting pregnant because we got pregnant twice. Number two, I am very capable of carrying a baby because it wasn't an issue of me not being able to carry. That's why it took my body such a long time to acknowledge the loss. So it's just, as my husband believes, it's just a matter of timing. And I just have to continue to believe and put my trust in God that his timing is perfect, and whatever his will is for this situation, it will happen. And so I just wanted to share this with you all because I know that there are women who may be a subscriber to this channel, or, someone who may just pass by this channel or this video and see this. And I just wanted to be an encouragement to you guys to not lose hope, to not give up, to not lose faith. If God is telling you that he's going to bless you with a child, believe it. No matter what circumstances, no matter what hardships you're going through to get to that promise, hold on to your faith. Hold on to the promise that the Lord is saying that he's going to do in your life. Believe it. No matter what obstacles you're having to face, continue to believe and continue to stand on his word, because his word is true. Well, I hope this blessed you all in some kind of way. To those of you who may have gone through this or who are going through this as well. And I just wanted to share this with the rest of you all because I try to be very transparent on this channel. And I want to be transparent because I don't want any of you guys to think that my life is perfect, that I don't go through any trying situations, because I do. But it's all about how you choose to go through them. I am a strong believer that any situation that you are facing, no matter how hard and great the obstacle or the persecution or the attack or the trial or the hardship is, you always run towards God. Don't ever seclude yourself, to the point where you turn your back on God, you stop praying, you stop, reading the word, you go back into the world. Like, you don't ever do that, because you're going to make the situation that much more greater and that much more harder for you to overcome it and get through it. And a lot of times when you do that, it can actually cause you to just completely just turn away from God. And I don't want any of you guys to do that. Like I said, I know certain things that we go through can almost seem unbearable to go through. But I'm telling you, when you continue to push through it, and you push through it by running to God, God is the answer. God is the one who's going to give you that clarity that you need so you can really think clearly, think on the things that God is wanting you to think on. And he will begin to nurture you. He will begin to feed you those nuggets, those revelatory things that you need to grab hold of so you can come out of it in a natural and healthy way. Because I'm telling you, God is key. And that is what has caused me to grow stronger in the Lord. That is what's caused me to be an overcomer in all of the things that I have gone through since I've been on this walk with the Lord. It's because I run towards him. So let that be an encouragement to you. Whatever you're going through, run towards God and seek him with your whole heart and with all your strength. And I promise you, you will see the light at the end of the tunnel. So I just wanted to share this with you all. And I just hope that you all are having a blessed day. I pray that you all have a blessed week. And please know that I am continuing to pray for you all. Please pray for me. And I love you all. God bless you all. And if God gives me anything else to share with you, I will definitely do so. I love you all. Take care. Bye.